we talked about this a little bit with the Texans and their receiver Nico Collins, but obviously there's still time. Things can happen, trades or whatever, and maybe they do get real aggressive, move up in the draft to go and get someone. But where they sit right now and how they've kind of maneuvered things, it looks like the Texans are going to kind of sit where they are and look at in-house answers when
Yep.
it comes to other playmakers outside of Nico Collins. That's just kind of where it is right now. Again, as we said, you know, Wyatt Teller came kind of late in the process where he was there. There could be trades or anything happen, but it looks like they're walking in and they're like, we've got Nico, we've got Tank returning, we've got Higgins and Noel coming back for their second season. We've got Hutchinson, maybe Brevin Jordan is healthy enough. He comes back. Woody Marks coming back. So it looks like they're banking on in-house guys. And to you and the text line and listeners all over on YouTube and Twitch as well on the Base Power text line 713-572-4610. Do you feel good about that? You feel comfortable with that? That it looks like they have decided to bank on kind of the in-house guys, and who are you having the most confidence in?
No, I don't feel comfortable with it. As I've said before, I think you can win regular season games with it. I don't think you can get to an AFC Championship or a Super Bowl with this offense as it is constructed right now. And my answer to your question of specifically who do I have the most confidence in will specifically outline why I don't like it in the sense of it's going to be the part that gets them over the hump and gets them to the AFC Championship. The guy that has the fewest snap count, the fewest snap total here in this list that you put out here is the one I believe is the has the best chance to be a playmaker, like a game changer on this offense, and that's Jaylen Null. I think you've got now. Look, Tank obviously again his lower half has been destroyed since he's been in the league. Shot, broke leg, dislocated knee. The thought of him coming back as who he once was is a wild thought. I'm not banking on that. But I think Higgins is a good complement. I think Hutchinson is a depth receiver. I think Brevin Jordan is a low snap count guy. I think Stover's a low ceiling guy, and I think Woody. I don't think he's ever going to be used in a way that you're going to get the most out of him. So I think the best bet here for the Houston Texans is that Jaylen Null becomes your slot receiver, and I think he's got legit I think he can beat nickel defenders in this league. I think he's a mismatch versus safeties in this league. I think he's a hard to tackle in space guy in this league. And I'll be honest with you, he's the only one that I've got hope.
Really?
Yep. I mean, I think Higgins is a good player. I don't think he's a game changer. I don't think he's consistently beating one-on-one coverage, to the tune of changing a game. Um, so yeah, no,
So Jalen Nola is the one, and so you're not comfortable with the banking of the in-house.
I'm not comfortable at all, and the reason I'm not comfortable at all is because I think you're kicked the door down of an AFC Championship Super Bowl, which is where we're at with this team, and I'm not comfortable at all because you're asking guys that I think are good role players to be the difference in how you take that next step. Really, as a team, if we're being honest, the room for improvement for this Texans team is for the offense to carry a little bit more of the water here, to carry a little bit more of the pressure here. And I think you're relying on a guy in Jaylen Null who, I mean, we've seen in a handful of snaps, as a Texan. And so that's a good question, man. But yeah, Null would be the one that I think is going to be the biggest playmaker.
See, for me I'm with you. Higgins, we'll see. There's some things he can add to the team, but I don't know that I'm prepared to say like this is a guy that's going to be like an answer as a playmaker for them consistently. And then obviously Tank's injury is the one that's a big key. If Tank Dell is Tank Dell, then this is all for naught. And this dude has shown that he's a difference maker in this league, in this offense with this quarterback. But for me, just depending on how they use it, and we know what type of offense that they're in, and we've seen this part be really productive in this offense. Out of all of them, Clint, Woody Marks is the one to me where I'm thinking, all right, they like to use the running back. They at least this offense has. We saw for years with Brady, with like James White and Falk and the receiving tight running backs that they used. And those guys were Danny Amendola. Those guys were real weapons for them to create mismatches. And depending on how they use Woody Marks, like Woody Marks at times may be one of your best mismatches if he's in the right, or covered by the right person. And again, I don't know how much they're going to use downfield stuff with guys like Higgins and Null. But we have seen this offense really lean on the running back in the passing game to create plays and to be another weapon. And I think Woody Marks has a chance with his hands, the ability, and he's an explosive player. I think you could argue he's their second most explosive player right now that they have at a skill position. So Woody Marks is one that's intriguing to me, just knowing how this offense uses running back.
Yeah.
And what potentially he could do, but it's all on how he's used.
Well, I think if you trust the system, which I don't, but if you do trust the system, I think Woody Marks is a weapon. I think Brevin Jordan could be a real weapon, and I think Jaylen Null could be an everyday receiver that's targeted. And I just feel like the one that happens with just the natural flow of an offense in a game is Jaylen Null. The one that happens with the opportunity Christian Kirk is gone is Jaylen Null. The one that is going to get more opportunity because guys like Tank Dell can't stay healthy, again, is Jaylen Null. So I think I'm not banking on the staff to make any special arrangements for any player because he's got a certain skill set. I'm banking on Jaylen Null becoming a bigger part of the offense because he's a wide receiver and there's a vacancy there.
What's interesting, those two positions, the slot and the running back, we've seen historically in this offense, and what we look at is the Patriots in this offense become big parts of it. So